And on the eighth day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. I need somebody with arms strong enough to rustle a calf and yet gentle enough to deliver his own grandchild. Somebody to call hogs, tame cantankerous machinery, come home hungry, have to wait for lunch until his wife's done feeding visiting ladies, then tell those ladies to be sure and come back real soon and mean it. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say, maybe next year. I need somebody who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoe a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make harness out of haywire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who, planting time and harvest season, will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, and then painted from tractor back, put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. God had to have somebody willing to ride the ruts at double speed to get the hay in ahead of the rain clouds and yet stop in midfield and race to help when he sees the first smoke from a neighbor's place. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to tame lambs and wean pigs and tend the pink-combed pullets, who will stop his mower for an hour to splint the broken leg of a meadowlark. It had to be somebody who'd plow deep and straight and not cut corners, somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and rake and disc and plow and plant and tie the fleece and strain the milk and replenish the self-feeder and finish a hard week's work with a 5-mile drive to church, somebody who would bail a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing, who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says he wants to spend his life doing what dad does. Not a savior, not a celebrity, not a revolutionary, a caretaker. Whew. That one always hits home. It's Paul Harvey wrote that, 1978. And it was eventually turned into a Super Bowl ad for a pickup truck company, which is awesome. It's totally awesome. You should throw that in your favorite search engine. Right in. So God made a farmer Super Bowl commercial. I think it was Ram trucks. Really good. And that's what we all need. And that's what we all can be. Not a savior, not a celebrity, not a revolutionary, a caretaker. Somebody to tend to what exists. Somebody to show up. Somebody that does the work, whether anybody notices or not. And that's where I want to begin today, because we live in a time that is consumed, maybe even obsessed with extraordinary acts and strangely dismissive of ordinary responsibility. And yet, most of what holds the world together isn't heroic in the movie or theatrical cinematic sense. It's just done. So Paul Harvey got it right. Like, just hit the nail on the head. His So God Made a Farmer, it's not sentimental fluff. It's a description of a life willing to accept reality. It's a life that understands the work doesn't end, your needs don't pause, and responsibility never asks if you are tired. The farmer gets up early, stays up late, misses meals, shows up to school board meetings, helps neighbors, buries losses quietly, and says, maybe next year. There's no spotlight, no applause, no escape hatch, just presence. And that's the part that we've lost respect for. So I'm not at all advocating for martyrdom. This is not about dying for others. It's not about self-neglect. It's not about burning yourself out and calling it virtue, not martyrdom. Martyrdom says, look what I gave up. Responsibility says, this is mine to do. The farmer doesn't romanticize the work. He doesn't complain endlessly about it either. He simply accepts that something needs tending. And if he doesn't do it, it doesn't get done. That's not tragedy. That's adulthood. We've been sold a lie about heroism, that heroes make dramatic entrances and exits. They've got these viral moments. They change the world with a single act, burn bright and fast. But most real heroism looks like being where you said you'd be, doing the thing again and again and again, holding the line, and keeping standards when nobody's watching. The farmer isn't special because he's exceptional. He's special because he's reliable. And reliability is wildly underrated. And this is where my love affair with Sisyphus touches. Because Sisyphus, he doesn't just push the boulder one time, he pushes the boulder every day. Farmer doesn't just plant once, he plants every season. Meaning doesn't come from the novelty of the task, it comes from the commitment to the repetition of the task. There is dignity in returning to the same field. And it's not because it's glamorous or sexy, it's because it's required, it's what's necessary. And that's exactly what the meaningful few is all about. Knowing what those critical tasks are, the necessary tasks, those things that have to be done, understanding what they are, embracing them because they are the ticket to you getting what matters in your life. It's not about doing everything. It's not chasing every opportunity. It's not continually optimizing yourself into oblivion and exhaustion. It's what needs tending in my life consistently. A family, a marriage, a craft, a business, a body, a community, a sense of integrity. Most of life is not improved by intensity, it's improved by attention over time. The farmer doesn't do everything, he does a few things, and he does them well and repeatedly. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Where in your life are you being invited to be a caretaker? Not a hero in the spotlight, but a hero in the mundane. What field is yours? What needs showing up for? What needs tending even when you're tired, bored, or unmotivated? You don't need to be extraordinary. You need to be present. Paul Harvey didn't celebrate the farmer, and we don't celebrate the farmer because he or she is flashy. We celebrated him because he was there, day after day, season after season, loss after loss, harvest after harvest. And that's why this episode is called You Can Be a Hero. Not by doing one big thing, but by doing the right things over and over. That's not small, that's everything. So if you're thinking, I want a life that feels solid, substantial, meaningful, grounded, and honest, that's exactly why I wrote The Meaningful Few. It's a framework for identifying what truly matters and then having the courage, the wherewithal to tend to it. Not perfectly, but faithfully. If it resonates, I invite you to check it out. You can go to mymeaningfulfew.com. It's mymeaningfulfew.com. Got a lot of great resources, free resources, stuff that'll get you thinking. Because the idea is do your part by doing your best.